Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a tutorial for you. We're using the new Nude palette by Huda Beauty. This gorgeous palette I recently hauled in my Sephora video, my last upload. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely go check it out please and give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Here is the palette that we're going to be using. As you can tell, it is stunning, and we're definitely telling a mauve story with this particular palette. There's lots of new formulas in here. So we're going to be playing with some of the new shimmers and pressed glitters that Huda's recently come out with, and this is the look that we came up with. So I wasn't really sure at the beginning of the video what kind of look this was going to be, but it turned out to be really pretty. I actually really enjoyed filming this one for you, so if you like what you see, definitely keep on watching and let's get into the tutorial. Good morning guys. So let me just start by tying my hair up here. I just got out of the shower. My hair is freshly dried. I just went through real quick with my blow dryer, and I'm just gonna clip it out of the way. Alright, so let's get started with the tutorial. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to do the Huda Beauty new Nude palette, and I haven't used this yet. This is brand new. I showed it in my recent haul that I did, my Sephora haul, and to be honest, I have no idea what kind of look I'm going for. I'm kind of in a lazy mood today, but I'm feeling like maybe a little glam can turn that around, hopefully. We'll see. And I'm kind of inspired to do a halo eye, so maybe that'll work out for us today. Let's start by prepping the under eyes. So I mentioned in my haul video that sometimes when I do my eye makeup first, which I'm definitely going to because these are really shimmery shadows and there is a possibility that maybe we'll have some fallout. So I want to try to prevent that as much as I can and ruining my base makeup. So I'm going to go in with the Tatcha the Pearl first. And again, this is a tinted sort of eye treatment product. And I'm just going to dab this. This is how I've been using it. So you dab it under the eye area. Just like that. I'm going to do it on both sides. And bring it into the inner corner. And then taking a finger, what you want to do is just wipe it back and forth like you would with an eye cream. So Tatcha actually recommends doing it this way. You want to work it in using your ring finger or your middle finger, whatever you're comfortable with. And this really breaks up the pigments in here so that they're not so concentrated all in one place. So we're just really working that in. And then you want to pat it in. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're going to cover this with concealer. This is just kind of a color correcting step to start. And I really like to work it into this inner corner here, just because sometimes I do miss this inner corner when I do my eye makeup first. So hopefully you guys can tell. In person I can definitely tell the difference. It just helped to brighten a little bit. I have a lot of darkness under my eye area, so it takes a lot to really conceal my circles. Next I'm going to take my P. Louise Makeup Academy base. I don't know why I always say that, Makeup Academy base. It's just the P. Louise eye base, and the color that I have here is Rumor number 1. This is one of their fairest shades, and I didn't really know what to pick when I went on their website, so I just went with this one just to be safe because I thought it kind of looked like MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And I'm just going to take this on any synthetic brush. This is a Wet n Wild one. I'm not sure what specific brush this is, but this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to work that all over the eye area. Oh yeah, that's super opaque. So I've only used this once before, and when I used it, my eyeshadows blended really smoothly, but I don't know how it works as far as like staying power. I didn't wear it long enough. I only wore that makeup for like 2 hours and then I washed it off, so maybe we'll have a wear test today. So the eyes are prepped and primed, and it's looking pretty good so far. So it's not patchy, it doesn't feel grabby at all, and also it's not really creasing. So I've had it on this eye for a few minutes since I did this one first, and then I moved on to this eye, and I'm not noticing any deep creases so far. I'm not going to set this. I know some people like setting their cream primer on their eyelids, but I feel like that just kind of defeats the point and the purpose of an eyeshadow primer like this. The point is for it to really grab and adhere your eyeshadows and make it stick on longer, and also make it more high impact. I'm going to take a MAC 224, and the color Play in the palette. So this is what Play looks like. So Play is this one right here. It's kind of like a peachy nude, and I'm just going to take that on a MAC 224 and wash that all over the crease. Don't be afraid if you're not super precise with this step. It's okay to take it up a little high. I haven't done my brows first for this reason. I sometimes do my brows first, but if I'm not really sure what kind of look I'm going to do, I'll just leave them for last, because then I can kind of see the shape of the shadow and I'll know how to clean them up afterward. Sometimes if you start with like a lot of concealer, it can be a little bit patchy on the shadow, I feel like. Maybe that's just me, but at least that's my experience. That transition shade went on really easily, and I feel like the color went on really smooth. I don't know if that's the primer or the shadow itself, but the shadow felt really buttery. I think I want to take the color Secret right here, and I'm dipping into that with a MAC 217 brush. There's some kickback on this palette when you dig into the shadow, but to be honest, I'm not someone who's bothered by kickback. I feel like, you know, as long as the eyeshadows perform on the eyes, it's fine. It's not an issue. I'm just working this into the outer corner. And what I like to do is hold my brush kind of towards the back, place the eyeshadow brush here, and just kind of do small circular motions and go up and down. So lash line to crease. I'm just building the depth that I want in that outer V. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is, while I'm buffing it, I'm going to kind of start pressing a little bit more into the crease and start bringing it towards the center in windshield wiper motions, and then even bring it all the way into the inner corner. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. So again, I'm just building the depth here and then slowly transitioning to windshield wiper effects and rubbing this all into the crease and even into the inner corner. So you should have something like this. Just going to do the same on this eye. You can keep picking up color if you want. Really, you don't have to do it with the colors that I'm doing. This is just where I'm starting right now, and I might deepen it, I might blend it some more to make it a little bit lighter. We'll see where this goes. I'm just going to take my MAC 224, and I just dipped into Play again, so that first peachy pinky color that we went into, and I'm just going to run this in the crease one more time, buffing into that Secret color. And I'm not being precise at all, I'm just blending everything. One thing I'm noticing with my palette, you guys, is that the kickback from some of the shadows is getting caught in the concealed shade. So in this one right here, I talked about this color a little bit in my haul video. This is almost like a concealer formula. It's like a tacky priming type product, and I feel like the shadows, when it's kicking up or when it's kicking back, it's starting to get dusted in and mixed into this color. So even though it's brand new and I haven't touched it, there's like flecks of other colors in there. So that's going to be interesting. This is where we are so far. I'm gonna deepen it a little bit more, and I think I'm gonna go in with the color Raw next. So that's this one right here. What brush do I want to use?
One eternity later.
Alright, so it only took me 10 minutes to find this one eyeshadow brush that I want to use, but this is the Morphe M506. This is a newer brush to my collection, and I've been loving it so far. It's a really small, maybe you can tell if I hold it up like this, but it's a really small blending crease brush, and if you compare it to a MAC 224, it's really tiny. So you'll see here. This is really good for detail work, so if you want to keep a color in a specific area, which is what I want to do now, I don't want the darkness to go all over. I just want it to be a little bit more concentrated in the inner and outer corner. This brush is going to come in handy, so hopefully we'll be able to bring to life the look that I have in mind. But I'm going in with the color Raw, and I'm just going to start in the outer corner and deposit this. This looks way more purple on my monitor. In person, this is more of like a mauvey brown. It's interesting. It's really pretty. So I don't want this to be too much of like a flick. I just want it to be really soft and kind of smoky. That's pretty. And now I'm just going to connect these two. I'm not picking up more product. This is just with whatever's left on the brush and from blending the inner and outer corners. I'm going to take that same MAC 217 brush that we used to apply the color Secret, and I'm just going to blend that in with Secret. I don't have any more product on here, but I'm sure that there is some of that initial shade that we went in with first, so this I'm just going to use to diffuse. I'm turning 26 this month, you guys, and as soon as November hit, I'm noticing more wrinkles than ever, especially on my left eye. I have so many little creases now, but hey, it's all part of aging. Aging gracefully. I'm really taking my time here, you guys, with blending everything. I feel like that's the key with this look. Just because you have darkness on the inner and the outer corner, sometimes it can be a little bit messy, but I feel like it's so easy to fix if you just keep buffing. Like, honestly, blending is the key. It's the secret to makeup. I'm taking a clean Morphe R37 brush and I'm going to dip into the color Tickle. It's this one right here. And I'm just going to buff that right above the crease. So we have our inner and outer, our crease color, and then our transition. And I'm just going to buff this right above the crease to kind of mesh the transition and the crease shades together. You see that? And I'm just dusting off whatever's on my MAC 224 brush on a paper towel, and I'm going to buff everything together again. So I keep saying this, but it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of blending. I'm loving the quality of these matte shadows, you guys. They're so creamy, so buttery and pigmented. They're gorgeous. So at this point, we can go in with any lid color that we want. I'm really curious about this concealed shade, so I'm going to use this to brighten the center of the eye a little bit and sandwich the eyeshadows before I go in with a lid color. So I'm picking that up on a Bobbi Brown brush. This is their cream blending brush, and it looks like this. Bobbi Brown has some of the best brushes, you guys. No one talks about them either. They're really expensive, but they're so nice. So I'm applying this almost like a spotlight to the center of the lid, and I'm bringing it up to the crease. Just trying to round out my crease a little bit. I've got a really weird crease, you guys, so if I don't shape it, it just goes everywhere. So here's what I've got so far. I did mess up a little bit with my placement. I'm just going to clean this up using a small detailing brush. This is an old Sephora collection all over small eyeshadow brush, but I'm just going to take a little bit of a combination of Secret and Raw, and I'm just going to further define this outer and inner corner. I really wish I was someone who could talk through all the steps of doing their makeup and just keep it really chatty, but I really suck at doing that. Every time I start doing my makeup, I get really quiet. I think it's because, you know, forever now, it's always been my escape, really. So whenever I'm like stressed out or, you know, just a little bit anxious or something, I always turn to makeup. I'll come in my glam room here and I'll just put music on and I'll just play with makeup. And it always makes me feel really good, but it's nice to just kind of disconnect and just do something that you really enjoy in quiet. So I think that that's why I have a harder time with keeping conversation going while I'm doing this, but I'm trying to get better at that. You know what's crazy, you guys, is that I'm 39 weeks pregnant now as of yesterday, and all of a sudden I'm starting to notice my face is starting to swell. You guys are probably like, girl, your face has been round. Yes, it has. It's been a lot rounder than it normally is, and that's fine, but I'm starting to notice like my nose is swelling, my lips are swelling, My hands are really swollen. I have carpal tunnel now and it's really painful. I wake up in agonizing pain. It sucks. It sucks really bad. My lower back hurts, my feet are swollen, but we're almost at the end and I can't wait to meet my baby girl. It's crazy how much change a woman's body goes through in such a short amount of time though, and it's crazy how we can build an entire human baby in just 9 months. I feel like this time it's flown by for me. I'm just blending again with my MAC 224 here and just buffing out any harshness. So you'll see we have a little bit more of like a clean definition, but it's not super, super cut. And that's fine. That's kind of what I want today. So I dabbed off some of the excess concealer from my brush on the Bobbi Brown cream blending brush. And I am going to go in with a lid color. I'm having a hard time choosing which one exactly I want to do because they're all so pretty. I'm kind of in between Fantasy and Daydream, and I'm thinking maybe we should go in with Daydream first. I'm a little nervous to go in with the brush. I feel like this might not pick it up the best. I feel like fingers are definitely going to be better. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. Oh, that's so pretty. I feel like that was a good choice. So maybe I'll just give you guys a quick update on my pregnancy here, but I'm feeling really good. I'm supposed to deliver next week on the 15th. At least that's my due date. We'll see if I make it. For a while early in my pregnancy, I was convinced and really nervous that maybe my baby would come a little bit early because I had so many Braxton Hicks contractions. But ladies, don't be afraid or nervous or worried. Just try not to stress because you never know what can happen. I'm now full term and I've made it. I'm just excited to meet a healthy baby girl next week, hopefully. I kind of want her to be here on her due date. How cool would that be? My son was here on his due date. So I just feel like if I can do that twice, that would be really awesome. And I didn't do anything to induce him, but we'll see. I haven't had any checks or anything, so I'm not sure if I'm dilated. I'm not sure, how I'm progressing so far as like labor goes, but I'm hoping that I'm able to labor at home as long as I can. If any moms are watching this, I would love to know, did your water break on its own or did they break it for you? With Joel, they broke it for me, and then they thought that would help progress my labor because it kind of stopped being eventful after a little while. Like I wasn't progressing once I got to like 7 centimeters, and I did it all unmedicated up until that point. So they broke my water and I sat there for a while and they were just kind of monitoring me to see if I would progress. After a few hours, nothing had happened. I was still at 7 centimeters. And in fact, they were telling me that I was starting to become a little bit distressed, and so was the baby. So they recommended either Pitocin or an epidural at that point. And I was just so frustrated that nothing was happening. I was in all this pain and I was, stuck in my head wanting to do this all natural for whatever reason. I don't know. I had it in my head that I could do it, that I wanted to. And I'm pretty sure that I could have, but I was just so stressed. And I couldn't wait for some sort of relief at that point. And I thought, you know what, whatever we have to do to get the baby out safe and as quickly as possible, we're gonna do it. So I opted for the epidural last time and I don't regret it. It was easy. Some people are concerned that there might be side effects and that maybe your back is gonna hurt, and I've heard all this stuff before. I don't think I would experience any of that. Like my back hurt throughout my entire pregnancy, and obviously you don't have an epidural when you're pregnant until you're in labor. So I feel like it's different for everyone. Everyone has their own experience and their own journey. I'm not opposed to getting medication this time around. I'm just gonna try my best to deliver naturally because our bodies are meant to do this. They're built for this type of thing. So I'm hoping I can push through it and maybe my labor will go fast. We'll see, but whatever needs to happen will happen, and I'm okay with that. I'm liking how this is looking. What do you guys think? That's really pretty. I really wanted to use the glitter shade though. Should we do it? I kind of want to. I think I'm gonna do it just for fun. So I'm gonna take the color Infatuated, so that's this one right here, and I'm just gonna use my finger. I don't want to go in with more glitter primer or like a glitter glue just because I want to see how this holds up on its own. This could be a huge mistake. Hopefully not though, we'll see. So I'm gonna take this on my middle finger here And I'm going to start at the lash line and I'm just going to press. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Look how beautiful that is. Maybe the lights don't let you see, but I hope at least you can tell the difference between this eye and this eye. This one is just so much more frosted. Oh, that's stunning. And I'm not even taking that much. I'm just literally like dipping in here 1 or 2 times, picking up about this much on my finger and just pushing it into the skin. And I'm not getting a really opaque coverage. I think that's because of the way that I'm dabbing this on, and that's all right with me. I don't really want like a really crazy glittery eye today anyway. I have plans to just run to Best Buy real quick after this, and then I also want to go over to the baby store, to Bye Bye Baby, to see about maybe getting a ring sling. Any moms out there that might do baby wearing, and if you've tried a ring sling before, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. But I'm probably going to pick one of those up today. So although I love this, I love how it looks, I kind of want just that little bit of a punch right here. So I'm going to go in one more time with Daydream, but this time I'm going to take my finger. So Daydream was that initial color that we put on the lid. It's this one right here. And one more time, but this time I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to push that on the center just to highlight that center point of the lid. You know what? I'm noticing I don't really even have much fallout. So I think that's because I use my fingers and because I've been pushing and not rubbing the shadow in. So you can tell I don't have anything under my eye, which is really nice because now I don't have to go in and clean up so much. I'm just taking my Morphe M506 one more time, and there's like a little bit of that raw shade on here still. I haven't dipped back in though. And I'm just kind of running that just to define a little bit. I'm not doing much. So I think I'm going to take a quick break and I'm just going to do my foundation off camera and my brows, and then I'll be right back to finish off the eyes. Alright guys, so I'm back now. I went ahead and I did my foundation. I also applied my brows, and I used the new Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift in the color Supermodel, and I also used her Legendary brows, and I really like how it turned out. I meant to show this in my haul video as well, but it actually ended up getting cut out, so that kind of sucked, but whatever, now you know, that's what I used. For foundation, I used the Maybelline Superstay Foundation. I think that's what this is called. And my color is Classic Ivory. And I applied these lashes. I actually bought these off of Amazon. The brand name I think is called Arison Lashes, but they are a mink lash and they're really, really full. So that's what I'm wearing right now. And I'm just going to finish off the eyes now. So I'm going to take a small pencil brush. This is a Morphe brush, but there's no number on it. This actually came in a kit. And I'm going to take the color Play, which is that peachy pink color that we went in with initially, and applied all over our crease. And I'm just going to dust this from the inner corner to the outer corner. Okay, so this is what we have. I actually kind of like it like that because it looks really fresh and awake since we kind of have a lot going on with the lashes up on top. But I am going to go ahead and take the color Tickle. Tickle is this one right here. So I'm going to take some of this guy. I'm going to apply this to the inner third and the outer third. So I just picked up my Bobbi Brown brush again. I used this earlier to apply the color Daydream, and I'm dipping back into that, and I'm just picking some of that up on the tip of this brush, and I'm going to apply this right in the center of the lower lash line. So I don't want to rub too hard because I don't want a bunch of glitter or shimmer everywhere. Okay, and one more time with that same pencil brush, I'm just taking a teeny tiny bit of the color Raw, and I'm just going to keep this kind of close to the lash line on the inner and outer corner. So just keeping this close to the lash line, not pulling it down, just kind of placing it. For eyeliner, you can do really whatever you want. I have my Tarte Inner Rim eyeliner here in, it doesn't have a color, it's just the nude one. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to apply it to my lash line, to my waterline, sorry. I'm going to take my NARS Climax mascara. This mascara is amazing. It doesn't transfer, it's not clumpy, it's super smooth. and it's really dark. My lips are really bothering me right now, so I'm gonna jump ahead to lips, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. I showed this in my haul, and I did try this out. It's so pretty. My lips are really uneven, so I always start in the center, and I work on trying, keyword trying, to even out the Cupid's bow. The formula of this lip liner is really good, you guys. So the lips are lined. I'm going to take a little bit of this Tatcha lip balm. This is the Camellia Gold lip balm, I think. It's so pretty. It looks like this. The cap is even really gorgeous. But I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I like to, because we have some foundation on the lips, I just like to dab this over. And then kind of buff it into the lip liner a tiny bit. Just don't get crazy. Don't go outside of the lip line. I just like to soften it because I don't really feel like wearing lipstick today. I just want to smooth it all out. For gloss, I'm going to take my MAC Oyster Girl lip gloss and work that from the center outward. Honestly, does anything smell better than MAC lip glosses? I don't think so. My camera's about to die on me, so I'm trying to do this really fast. I have the Bobbi Brown Pink Shimmer Brick here, and I'm going to take my Morphe M510, and I'm just going to go through all of the colors and use this to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. Give it to me. Oh, yes. How much better, like, hello, how much better does highlight make everything? I always do this with my middle finger. I'm just going to take the white shade right here at the bottom, and I'm going to just dab it on the tip of the nose. So I apply with one finger and then dust it off with another. And I'm not flipping you off, you guys, I'm sorry. I just can't do this with any other finger. It has to be my middle finger. Taking my Makeup Forever Starlit Powder number 13, I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corners. Boom! This one is banging. I love this highlight. Ooh, that's a nasty highlight. Like, if this was a mood, it would be a stank face bitch. Like, she has attitude. Highlight just makes everything so much better. And just a tiny bit of this under the brow. I can't resist, you guys. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my Morphe M510, and I'm just going to top the cheekbones. And this shit looks bomb. I'm obsessed with this Caudalie spray. As you can tell, I'm not afraid to put a shit ton of this on. It's just a grape water. So it's literally just grape water in a bottle. Just do a little bit of that. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. What do we think? I love it. I honestly didn't know where I was going to take this look, but I am obsessed with the Huda Beauty palette. I think that it is so worth it. It's worth every single cent. I'm a little bit bummed because I completely forgot to use my Sephora tools that I bought for this. So my purchase of this product was actually inspired by the tools that were created to go along with this palette that are only sold on the Huda Beauty website. But I completely forgot to use these, and I'm a little bit bummed about that, but it's okay. I mean, I love the end result, what I was able to achieve by using a couple brushes and my fingers. It's just incredible. I love this palette so much. I think this is absolutely worth the buy. If you break it down, these shadows come to like just over $3 or so per pan, and it's just amazing. Alright guys, so you watched the tutorial, you heard my thoughts on the palette. I definitely think it's worth it. I think the proof is in the pudding with this one. That palette was absolutely a win. So I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think of this look and what kind of look you want to see next, because I don't want to just do one look and then that's it. I want to do a couple tutorials with this particular palette, so let me know what you want to see. And if you made it to the end of this video, you're a real one and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.